quiets the forest, and it quiets something in me too. The green fades from the world outside my window, but not from my memory. I find myself reaching for it in paper, in thread, in small handmade leaves. If I cannot walk beneath the trees, I will grow my own forest here. Winter teaches me how deeply I miss green, how the absence of it sharpens my senses, how longing itself is a form of remembering. There are days when words feel heavy. On those days, I let green take over. It arranges itself quietly, and somehow it understands. Perhaps we suffer from a kind of green deficiency, not of color, but of connection. The cure is practice. There is something comforting about knowing that beneath the frost, life continues. Roots are patient. Seeds are faithful. The earth remembers how to return to green, and so do we. The days may feel colorless for a while, quiet, heavy, slow. But when I sit down with paper and green in my hands, something inside me begins to soften. Each small leaf I place feels like a reminder that life does not disappear, it simply waits. And as I build this little forest between the pages, I feel my own light returning. Tiny fragments, full of hidden life. I search, I sort, I let the green speak. In these fragments, I see forest, the rough strength of trunks, the tender breath of leaves, the silver threads of spider webs holding morning light. While arranging these scraps, I wander in my mind through leafy glades. Sorting through scraps, I see fleeting glimmers of summer light. recycled, repurposed, remembered, all become green. I gather, I arrange. I listen to the forest in scraps. When I surround myself with green, my mind exhales. It remembers how to wander without getting lost. Green hides in the most unexpected places. Every recycled scrap speaks its own green. The language of green has countless accents. There is the dialect of material, paper reborn, thread rescued, leaves pressed flat. There is the dialect of shape, organic, wandering, imperfect, and there is the dialect of pigment, spills, washes, and weathered traces. The language of green is older than words. It moves through light and shadow. It speaks to the skin, to the nose, to the pulse. It speaks where logic falls silent. What others call waste, green calls material. Every fragment waits for its second breath. To reuse is to speak green fluently, to see potential in what has been discarded, to believe that nothing is truly finished. Every texture has a voice, every green a language. In this language, nothing is ruined. A stain becomes a shadow. A tear becomes texture. Everything belongs. These forgotten scraps are learning to breathe again. When I do not know what to create, I listen to the forest. It teaches me about layers, about shadows, about letting things overlap. I collect what the world discards and give it a second season. That is how I practice hope. I begin without a plan. I hesitate, I layer, I cover. Yet green never calls it a mistake. It simply grows around it. Once trapped in 50 shades of gray, my hands now wander through 50 shades of green. Some fragments speak of soft soil and dappled shade. Some people pray with words. I pray with layers of green. The language of green grows in my hands, one piece at a time. Green does not shout. It seeps in through the senses, through memory. You listen with your hands as they touch paper. You listen with your heart as it softens. Green does not judge. It adapts. It absorbs the unexpected and turns it into part of the story. In the quiet of these scraps, the green of summer dances again. Brown is what feeds green. The soil beneath the moss, the decay that makes growth possible. Green rises from brown, from what has fallen, from what has returned to the earth. Beneath my fingers, memories unfold like leaves returning to light. When I am empty, green fills the space. When I am quiet, green continues the conversation. In every shade of green, I find 1,000 little stories waiting to be told. Every green detail holds a memory of summer's quiet woods. From forgotten scraps, the forest speaks again. In the forest, nothing matches, yet everything belongs. This is the lesson I bring into my journal. The memory of green forests tingles inside me, like the tiny zing of ant juice on summer grass, or like sunsparks asleep in my heart, twitching their own toes in dreams. Slowness is part of the language. If I rush, I miss the accent. When I slow down, I begin to notice the subtle shades, the almost greens, the hidden greens. Inside green, I feel less fragmented, more whole, more rooted. Shadows are part of green's vocabulary. Without them, the color would have no depth. The darker the shadow, the more luminous the moss. Green is not an escape. It is a remembering of who I am when everything unnecessary falls away. I trace a shape, and suddenly I'm back among tall pines. The forest whispers its green secrets, and my heart follows. To live green is to believe in return, in second chances, in mending, in making beauty from what remains. Green does not fear the dark. It grows in it. It listens there. It waits there. The earth never hurries, yet it always turns green again. That is the prayer I hold on to. Choose green, grow stronger. Winter teaches me longing. Green teaches me patience. The more we return to green, the more fluent we become. And suddenly, there is no emptiness, only presence. I cannot change the season outside, but I can choose what I create inside. This green on paper is more than decoration. It is comfort. It is steadiness. It is a small act of staying alive in a colorless time. Green is not only what grows, it is how we grow more mindful, more patient, more kind to the earth. And that is the language of green.